Donald Trump has arrived in New York City ahead of his historic court appearance tomorrow morning. Joining us now is the former member of Trump's presidential transition team, Bryan Lanza. Bryan, good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. So how is Team Trump feeling at the moment?
Yeah, I suspect they're feeling a little bit rattled. They're organizing their thoughts. I mean, I think the rattledness comes from the fact that they don't know all the indictment counts. There's 30 of them, but they don't know what it pertains to. I think once that gets sorted out, they know exactly what they do to get to work.
Any chance this is moved up? And I know we'll find out about this tomorrow, but any chance this has moved up from a misdemeanor to a felony?
You know, I think that's what the whole commotion's about. Is does this DA creatively expand the law to make this a felony? The previous DA couldn't. That's why he didn't move forward with the charges, and we'll see if this one does. Well, I think a lot of people are going to be skeptical, especially if you're an American and you see that the former president's charged. You don't want it to be a political leap. You don't want it to be a witch hunt. You want to make sure that they're certain that everything's clear and that it can't be interpreted as political. Unfortunately, the data has come out in the last day or so that shows this has become overwhelmingly political, at least in the views of the American people. And that's not what we want out of our judicial system, and that's not what we want out of our political process.
So do you think, I mean, New York, it's a Democrat state, and the DA, he is a registered Democrat. I mean, is the justice system here being weaponized?
100%. I mean, I think he said it during, the DA said this when he was running for DA, that he will do what the previous DA wouldn't do, and that's prosecute Trump, but he find the charges. I think that's a scary precedent for a DA to do, especially when he did it out of state. I mean, in essence, he was conspiring with with Democratic donors and Democratic operatives to interfere in the 2024 election by taking out Trump this way. I mean, I think all these things become open for interpretation, and that's not what we should have.
Right. So, I mean, would you expect that his legal team would just move to throw this out as soon as possible?
Well, of course, but like you said, it's New York, and this judge has resided over several Trump cases already. He's in a unique position of residing over a criminal case and now a civil case. So even sort of looking at the uniqueness of this judge being involved in all these cases against Trump, that in itself is not normal. If you do statistical sort of analysis, usually it becomes a different judge participates in this process because it's allegedly by some random draw. And this judge is now in his third consecutive case on Trump. It creates too much of an opportunity for conspiracy theorists to come forward with their conspiracies, and that's not what we need if this is the route we intend to go.
Take us behind the scenes, Bryan. How do you think, him, how do you think Donald Trump would be right now?
Listen, he's ready to attack. He's having his team analyze what his options are. He knows what they are. He's fine-tuning his language. He's talking to his surrogates, lighting them up, getting ready to go out there. I mean, look what's happened in the last week. Nearly every Republican who's thinking of running for office has come out and called this a witch hunt. So he and his organization are organizing the Republican Party to stand firmly behind them and prepare for this, for lack of a better word, this judicial war.
Would he be worried?
Of course. I mean, it's New York. This prosecutor clearly has a vendetta. Here in the United States, he's known for dismissing charges. He's known for letting murderers free on bail.
He's gone after Trump before, right? I mean, he's been investigating him since 2017. Talking about Alvin Bragg here, he's been successful in the past.
I mean, Trump's not in jail and he hasn't been indicted in anything. So, being successful in the past is just a definition of what you're trying to define. Right. But he was just indicted last week. So, yes, that is success at this point. But like you said, it's success at a huge political price. The country now believes that this is very much a partisan witch hunt, or a partisan, not witch hunt, but partisan fight. And that's not what we need when you're charging the former president. You need the facts to be clear, you need the process to be clear, and you need it to sort of be a direct shot instead of a prosecutor stretching the law to try to extend a misdemeanor into a felony.
Just finally here, Bryan, I mean, does anything here dissuade him or stop him or halt him from completing this election campaign?
No, I mean, this guy's been a fighter his entire life. This is just another chapter of those fights. People were talking that there may not actually be a trial until after the election, which if Trump were to win the election, there would probably not be a trial until after he served office. So, I mean, we're talking, for Trump, this could be a 5-year, something to wait for when he gets out of his second term of office. This could be 5 years away.
Right, and he would have war-gamed all of this, right?
What's that?
He would have war gamed all of this, right, and worked out where this is heading, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's clearly avoided this line before. That's why he's never been charged with anything before. Everything has been civil. But here you just have a unique prosecutor who wants to bend the rules and bend the law to force a political prosecution. And this is where we're stuck today.
Okay, but is there, and just another final one here, is there any kind of accountability that needs to be exacted here when it comes to 130 grand that was paid to the former porn star, and whether or not that came from campaign financing there? Is there accountability that needs to be made?
You know, if he broke the law, campaign finance is a federal law. I mean, you certainly had the federal prosecutors looked into this. Mueller looked into this. Many federal agencies reviewed this, and they came forward that, a law was not broken. So, I sort of push back on the fact that there needs to be accountability for a law that was never broken. But if you're a partisan Democrat saying there needs to be accountability for something that Trump has done, you can certainly extend the truth and extend reality to come up with this.
Bryan Lanza, good to have you with us this morning. Thank you.